Hey, Dr. Dunaway here with Chiro Strength, and I'm going to talk today about the forgotten core exercise. A lot of times when I see somebody with SI joint pain, low back pain, hip pain, I often notice they have a weak posterior core. And so when we talk about training the core functionally, we got to train the front, the sides, and the back, and that's where people usually fall short. Most often, I will give the bird dog as an exercise to help this, and I will give people that are not in pain but are looking for a good body maintenance routine on a daily basis, I will give them, especially if they've ever had a history of injury, I will give them more activation exercises and less stretching exercises on a daily basis rather than stretch everything that feels tight. So for the posterior core, I usually suggest this bird dog, and let me show you how to do it correctly because it's often done wrong. First of all, it's going to be done as a hold or an isometric exercise. We're not going to do reps of this. Our goal is to be able to hold a minute on each side. If we can't hold a good solid minute, we're going to do reps until we accumulate a minute, right? So here's what it looks like. One leg, I'm going to slowly start to slide back until I am fully extended, and my toe is barely on the ground, and my heel is pointed towards this wall back here. So if I scoot up a little bit, you see my heel is pointing and not my toe pointing. This is going to be real important to keep engaged in the glute. So I'm going to slowly extend, just hover the toes off the ground. If you try to come up too far, you start extending the low back and you start getting real tight, and that'll cramp down on that low back. So slowly extend one leg, slowly extend one arm, and now it becomes a breathing exercise. A breathing exercise that you're really reaching forward, pushing back, and try to eliminate a lot of shaking. Once you feel you start shaking, you're going to regroup, rest a little bit, and then go back into another rep until you accumulate that minute. Now here's a big problem I see. When people do this, when they start lifting one leg back, they'll shift the weight over this way, and so then it just becomes a balancing act on this leg. If you prevent shifting, so I'm going to start with this arm up so you can see this leg. If you prevent shifting of that leg, then all of a sudden you take a lot more core strength to hold that position. It doesn't take a lot of core strength to do this, right? I can balance on that. I'm hardly using anything. My belly's actually squishy right now, right? So the three things to remember: a 1 minute hold, either one minute hold or 4 15-second holds, accumulate a minute. Make sure you're not overextending or doing this little Jane Fonda donkey kick. So really straight leg, squeeze the glute, point the heel, not the toes, and then make sure you're not having any weight shift side to side. If you follow those cues and you work that bird dog into a daily body maintenance routine, you'll notice a lot less stiffness in the back, pain in the SI joint, and it's going to be a really good way for you to really develop a good solid core. So again, if you have any questions regarding any core exercise or anything like that, please leave a comment below this video. Message Chiro Strength on Facebook. If you're wondering how I can coach you out and treat you out of pain, feel free to call the office at 931-321-1414. And again, this is Dr. Dunaway with Chiro Strength saying, don't just mend, transcend.